Fuse Studio. Exploring art and culture in South Melbourne. By Arta Tara. In collaboration with City of Port Phillip. Fuse Studio contributes to the preparation of a new structure plan for South Melbourne by the City of Port Phillip to establish a vision for how the area will grow and change over the next 20 years. The plan is required to prepare South Melbourne for the future in response to challenges such as climate change, population change and COVID-19. It will also implement state government policy directions at the local level, including establishing a network of 20-minute neighbourhoods where people will have the ability to live locally and meet most of their daily needs within a 20-minute walk from home, with safe cycling and local transport options. The Fuse Studio explores ways to integrate art and culture into proposed public realm improvements as a way to promote and support social connections in redefining the public realm upgrades that can be initiated by council and other stakeholders. This allows to enhance opportunities and permission for social connections and cultural expressions. Social connection is considered an important indicator of sustainable, thriving and resilient urban environments. The feeling of belonging to a community and connecting with other people is a core psychological need and ingredient of mental health that needs to be considered carefully by designers. South Melbourne has distinctive and different characteristics within the context of the metropolitan network of activity centres, such as its unique mix of uses, diverse demographic profile, heritage buildings, open spaces and vibrant and wide street life that need to be supported and enhanced. The suburb has interesting cultural importance to First Nations as a traditional gathering place as well as a rich post-contact cultural heritage. The Fuse Studio speculates ways to reflect on cultural fusion theory, which describes how the host culture fuses aspects of the newcomer's culture into the dominant culture to create a fused intercultural identity. Further, the studio speculates on ways to fuse culture and art that can be integrated into the everyday life of the suburb, and increase inclusiveness, activation and livability in support of a healthy and thriving community. The studio applies the geodesign framework as the overarching framework in the development of landscape masterplans through a collaborative approach. This framework holds specific inquiries to develop the design as an integrated design and planning process composed of systematic process of measuring, modeling, interpreting, designing, evaluating and making decisions. The geodesign questions apply to the landscape at any scale and promote an iterative design process by repeating and reordering questions to create a meaningful intuitive design to achieve optimized design options based on findings and parameters. Various design methods will be integrated in this framework to answer geo-design questions. We study the site to develop a spatial framework including cultural, historical, social and environmental in order to gain a deep understanding of sites. The studio applies various methods and approaches to ignite the design ideas. The landscape character assessment will be applied as a method to investigate the existing study area. It seeks to identify and explain the unique combination of elements and features, characteristics, that make landscapes distinctive and different from another, rather than better or worse. Design through mapping is a key method of generation in this studio. Mapping allows to consider the big picture and discover hidden relationships that exist in the landscape. By distilling data to reveal the spatial structure and function, pieces of information come together to illustrate the environment. Mapping is a powerful technique for informing us about biophysical, social and cultural landscape factors. Mapping through analog and digital tools will be tailored to unwrap specific information pertinent to shaping design and the future of the suburb. Through mappings we study the landscape and relationships to provoke ideas based on what exists. Expressing the existing conditions, processes and evaluations allow to expand the mapping as a generative technique to engage with creativity and art in the suburb and explore ways to produce art through what exists through various experimentations. Developing master plans through collaborations is a key feature of Fuse Studio. The studio will be conducted in a collaborative and collective mode to produce group master plans. Various focuses will be identified with the group master plans to achieve a spatial framework for various interventions by the end of semester. The spatial opportunities and focuses will be continued into more detail by individual projects by the end of the semester. Fuse Studio will be delivered face-to-face and online modes in close collaboration with City of Port Phillip through workshops and site visits. The course will be delivered on Tuesdays 2 to 5 p.m. face-to-face and Fridays 1 to 4 p.m. online.